There we go. Hopefully that's better. I just tried to do this before, and when I started talking, I got like almost a minute in and then realized that my microphone had gotten unplugged, and I couldn't tell if anyone could hear me. But here we are back again, technical difficulties aside. And as I was saying, we have about a half hour left, give or take, in the big Kickstarter for the Adrian's hardcovers and dice and posters and challenge coins. And I just wanted to be here, hanging out, in case anybody had any questions or just wanted to shoot the poop. And I'm here. So holla at you, boy. So we are, let me do a morning, Tracy. How are you? I'm going to share my screen here because I have it live up on another tab. Whoop. Which will minimize my face. But you can see the green number, the currently 20,462, is the pledge amount that we're at right now. And I had one final stretch goal for 20,000, which we kind of stalled just beneath last night for a while. And I was like, oh man, we're going to end like $23 short. Morning, Anthony. We're going to end like $23 short. And then all of a sudden we got like $200 in pledges. But that last level means that I am going to order a brand new set of masters to create Adrian's role-playing dice. So like for D&D or Shadowrun or Pathfinder or whatever. And I already put them on order. But basically, yeah, crazy, right, Tracy? Basically, the whole dice set will be with the Jinx Fairy on the one facings. So that the worst possible roll you could have instead of being a 1 will be the Jinx Fairy. And that'll be really fun. And I ordered the D6s clipped. So the clipped corners, like the D6s on the AUD Trinity style dice. So instead of just being perfectly square, they'll have like the tapered corners, which you can see. The clipped corner ones. If I scroll down here, see, you can see the the corners are not square; they are clipped off. You get that little triangular little wedge gone of them, but it gives them like a neat feel in hand, and just makes them a little bit more special than just squares. So I ordered. Whoop, we went up a little bit. I ordered the full set of dice. I ordered some extra D6s of that style, and I ordered an extra D20. So thanks, Anthony. I'm so excited. And I ordered an extra D20. So if anyone's playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons with these dice, you'll be able to get an extra D20 in every set for advantage or disadvantage or emphasis if you're putting emphasis on the wrong syllable. So yeah, it'll be an 11 die set, not just 7. It'll be 11. And then anybody who is pledging at a level where you're getting custom dice, I'm going to include these in as well. And then if you want to add these to your pledge, you got about half an hour. And a set of them, the 11 dice, will be $75, which is much, much cheaper than a custom set of 9 dice. So now's your chance. After the Kickstarter closes, I'll obviously be able to make more of them, but I'm not sure how I want to do that because I want the dice to be special to the Kickstarter. So I don't know. Anyway, we got all of the stretch goals, which is so cool. And I'll just scroll down a little bit while we got time here so people can see them, just so you know what you're going to get or what you might get. At 72.50, bookmarks for everybody unlocked. So everybody will get an extra bookmark in their pledge if they're getting physical rewards. And if you want more, you can add more. They're a few bucks each. At 82.50, everyone's getting a Mr. Journal sticker, which is the round vinyl sticker. I'll scroll up and show a picture of both of those in a second. At 9,000, 10 books are going to the libraries. Many of the libraries are on here, and then I think I'll find a way to send to some of the libraries near you folks. And then for every 1,000 we went beyond that, I'm adding 2 more. So we are now 11,000 beyond that, which means I'll send out another 22 books, which is very exciting. At 10 grand, we unlocked a STL 3D printer file of the heavy rescue truck, which the guy that I tried to source out didn't want to do it. And the one that I originally found before that guy hasn't responded to me. So I'm still looking for a file designer for that, but it'll definitely happen one way or the other. At 12,000, we unlocked these posters. They're 16 by 20. And these are add-ons. Oh, I should say the STL file is free. Everyone who backs it gets the file. So you'll just get that automatically once I have it. And then the posters are add-ons. So they're 16 by 20 high gloss. And they'll be added. You can add them to your existing pledge for $10, or you can just pledge at the level for the poster for 15. And this is the big one in my mind, the challenge coins. So they're two-tone black, nickel, and gold. And I just think they're really fun. They're 1.5 inches across. I don't have any in hand, but they're going to be very similar to the Diggory one. So they're going to be like heavy metal, like legit challenge coins. And I thought it'd be really fun to bring those in. And again, those are add-ons. So there's only a couple of levels that automatically are going to get the coin. Some of the really higher, like $300 or more levels, I'll just toss in a coin. But otherwise you add them on, and they're 25. And then we unlock the Mr. Journal notebooks. So these are going to be gray leather, embossed or debossed, I think they call it, with that Auburn Lake Prep logo. And I think I only ordered like 60 of these. And anybody who's at $200 or more is just going to get one for free. So if you're backing at that level, you're going to get one of these for free. And then you can add one on for 12 if you want another one. That'll be fun. And then the 20,000 where we unlock the Jinx Fairy sets. So that's literally everything. And then I said I was going to show the swag for the stickers. Here, right here. There's the Adrian's Undead Diary Mr. Journal stickers. So they're round, they're vinyl, they're UV glossed. So, they're durable. They can go on like a water bottle. They can go on your computer. I actually have one on the computer that I'm talking on right now, or on your car. They can be a bumper sticker as well. And then the bookmarks, double-sided. We got Banana Box's, Halligan's, and Adrian's Sexy Ass. So anybody who gets a physical level is going to get at least one sticker and one bookmark. And if the level you're backing at includes one already, then you'll be getting extras. And that's because we hit the stretch goals. So that's amazing. But that's where we're at for that. Good morning, Tina. Good morning. Good morning. And then once this is over in a half an hour, I can stop talking about it and move on to other stuff that I've got going on. I'm finishing up the editing process for the last book 8, Cassie, for this, and because these are the author's preferred editions, I'm going in and fixing stuff and adding in content. And hey, Carl. Some entries that were deleted when it went to release are getting put back in. And there's a lot of like passive voice that I'm removing to make it, just tighter and cleaner and a little bit more succinct, removing, duplicate wording. And I'm going back in and catching some of the typos that have been in there for 10 years that I, just kind of left for one reason or another. And these are going to be great. They're really cool. Some of the books are longer. Some of the books are a little shorter because sometimes there's quite a bit of redundant wording. And Adrian likes to talk about the same things over and over again. And I'm trying to trim that a little bit so the books read a little bit faster. The posters are going to be awesome. They're really nice. So I'm also putting like cover art in the front, and then concept art is in there as well. The maps for Alpa and the Auburn Lake vicinity are going in the front. Lots of just little extras that people I think will hopefully dig. And if you back at any level at all, you get to put a name in the front of book 1 as a thank you in the Kickstarter thank you section. So if you just want to see your name in it, you can just back at like the $5 level, and you'll get a survey in the middle of June, basically asking, what name do you want to appear? And you can pick pretty much any name you want. I don't even care if it's inappropriate because the book itself is wildly inappropriate. But it can be you. It can be your kids. It can be your friends. It can be, a loved one. You could put your dog's name in there. I don't care. It's a name. You choose it. But yeah, it'll be a nice way to be, kind of in the book in perpetuity. And as I've said many, many times before, the point of doing this wasn't just to do a cash grab on Kickstarter, but to adapt these into the hardcover format. So libraries and bookstores had a more attractive product to stock. Bookstores don't really like the 6x9 softcover paperback format. They don't make enough money on it. And the covers get damaged pretty easily. And they just don't really like them. They're weird on the shelf. They're the cheapest to get made, but for bookstores, they're not ideal. So doing that will give me a better chance at getting into a lot of bookstores across the country and the world. And libraries. Libraries are far more likely to order hardcover. And without hardcovers, libraries just haven't been that excited about ordering my books. So readapting these core 8 gives the series, gives Adrian a significantly better chance at getting into those places. And when more libraries start to stock you, more people start to discover you, when more bookstores have better products for you to carry, that's awesome. And they're just really nice. I don't have any with me because I'm not prepared this morning. One of my kids is sick with strep and kind of threw everything into disarray, but they're just gorgeous. The books are beautiful. I got all new cover art from Cover Villain, the guy who did The Awakening and the 12, the Diggory series, and he's just crushing it. He did the poster. He also did the coin art, all that. And he's just really, really talented, and it's just fantastic to see all of this new artwork appear in this universe. And I have a ton of AUD artwork. Oh my word. I have a folder on my computer that's literally just AUD art that's been made over the years. Fan art that people have sent in, concept art that I've, scratched out myself, and, promotional images and logos and shirts, just a ton of it. But this is like the next level. This is, taking it to a much more cinematic looking feel. Good morning, Mike. It looks more like, a movie poster, for example, and the covers look much more on brand, and especially on genre, which, when you're a writer and you're publishing into a market, it's boring to look just like everybody else. But, when you're trying to reach new readers and they see a cover, if you look like a cover of a book that, is similar to something they like, they're more likely to give it a shot. So these covers are, more on genre. And, obviously, like I said, it's really expensive. Getting all this art done is profoundly expensive. And I had to do all the software to format it myself. And it's taken me a month to get these books together. So it's a big time sink. Never mind all the swag. Like the swag is expensive and cool. So, the money is going to a good place. It's not just, like I said, a cash grab. So, and if anybody here has backed it, I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Carl, I get a love package coming to you in a little bit. You sent me your address. Thank you. But I don't have all the stuff I want to send to you. If I'm going to ship to the UK, I want to make sure that I have all the right stuff. I think it's amusing that it's 123 backers. Pretty fun. Other fun stuff is last night, the guy who runs my Tuesday night weekly role-playing game campaign. It's a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons homebrew world. He has his own Discord server. He's actually a musician and makes music and stuff. His stage name is Defrags, and he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years and years and years, and we've been playing in this campaign of his for a few months now, close to 6 months, I think. And he has decided to stream our campaign on Twitch, because he has a Twitch channel where he records himself making music and stuff. And Tuesday nights at about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be streaming us playing in his campaign. So if anybody wants to watch me play my character with my friends online, that'll be Tuesday nights at 8:30 Eastern. And I think we're going to try and stream it like every session from here on out. It's not kid friendly. We are wildly inappropriate, and some of us have known each other for a very, very long time. So there's a lot of camaraderie that I think is pretty fun. So 333 backers would have been better, and maybe a bit ominous. You're right, Ed. I appreciate that. I didn't think we were going to get to 100. Honestly, we sat at like 80 or something for like a week, like 10 days almost, I think. And I just didn't think we were going to get over that 100 hump. I think now at 123, there's more backers for this than there were for the Diggory, either of the Diggory ones. The Diggories were like 105, 115, something like that. Maybe 120. And with Adrian's being such a, relatively speaking, a larger property and story, I really expected there to be way more than 100, but not knowing what level people were going to pick in the project, I had no idea how much money it was going to raise, right? Like I kind of assumed that people would go for like the one book or the one book and the dice. And that is not at all what people did. I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes here. So in the page over on the left-hand side here, you can see this is like the control panel for the project. And if I go down to dashboard here, this is like the behind the scenes data that you get. And this green thing here, you can see in the first couple of days, you get like most of the money you're going to make. What's really interesting though is like it's only about half. Like it's just been steadily going up. This right in here is like where it was kind of flat, but even that is still on the upward trajectory. But you can see over here on the right hand side under pledges, the pie chart here, 166 is the average pledge. So very clearly, I am not selling just the $30 book. And if you scroll down, it tells you where everybody comes from. And the majority of you have come from Facebook, 35 of the 123. And then another 15 came from the reminder email, like, hey, Chris Philbrook just launched a new thing, and so on and so on. I don't know what all of these mean, like advanced discovery, and you can't click on it. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, thank you for giving me all that data. I don't want to Google what that means. You should just tell me. But 186 people followed the project. 71 of those turned into people who made a pledge. But this is the cool thing right here, this bar graph. It shows you, how many people, and this is the level that I thought people were going to go crazy for. The $10 swag pack and then the $30 book. Where is it? $30 book. Challenge coins. Yeah, right here. This one. I added more. I'm like, wait, this doesn't look right. So I thought this was going to be the big column, the $30, $33 book, and which now you get the book, you get the bookmark, you get the sticker, you get the any of the freebies, you get all that included, but only 13 people out of everybody. But then you come over here and 26 went for the whole set of hardcovers, and then another 15 went for the hardcovers and the full set of dice. So, that's like half of the backers of the 120 almost went for two of the most expensive tiers, which I didn't think was going to happen. I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be, in this area. So, even if I got 100 backers at the $30 level, I wouldn't have hit my goal, which is why the goal was, in my mind, it was still high at 6,500. But yeah, the $20,000 number is just batshit crazy. Oh, thank you, Tracy. The posters are going to be so cool. I ordered them yesterday. It does not take them long to print. And I wound up ordering a lot of them because, like, when you start looking at, hiring a printer to make stuff like posters or stickers, like 75% of the cost of it is them just setting up, right? Like it takes them, X amount of hours to make the plates, X amount of hours to, get everything loaded in, get all the inks loaded in, get all the papers loaded in. It might take them 3 hours to get the job going, but then to rip off 100 of them, it takes them 10 minutes. To have them rip off 500 of them, it takes them 20 minutes. So like you're paying for the setup and then the quantity you order doesn't change that much. So it was actually only slightly more expensive to order 500 of them than it was to order 200 of them. Like literally $100 difference to order over twice as many. So I just bit the bullet and ordered 500, which is way more than what got ordered on the Kickstarter. I think maybe 50 of them got ordered on the Kickstarter, maybe. So I'll have those for a while. And the cool thing is I'll be able to like bring them to conventions and then use them as like giveaways on, social media, and just hand them out at signings and meet and greets and sell them, direct that way. So that'll be a really nice convention thing. Like I can have a stack of them on the table, and then people can be like, oh, well, I only got $10. I'll take that or whatever. But I ordered those yesterday and they are really cool. So excited. So excited. And again, if anybody has any questions, jump on in. I'm getting messages from all over other different places, so don't mind me if I tab out to fix things. Discord's been crazy lately, which is good. Incidentally, this live stream is the first one that I have diverted to Twitter. So I have a Twitter account, which I only barely pay attention to. I don't find Twitter to be particularly effective for me from a marketing standpoint or from like a connections standpoint. And I neglect it. And, they tell you when you're promoting to like stick to the ones you like or stick to the ones you feel competent at. So I do a lot of Facebook and Instagram. They're connected. So like doing one, filters through to the other. And YouTube has been picking up more and more steam for me. I've got more followers on my channel, and it allows me to like talk and give background and info and hang out and be social. So, Facebook and YouTube Facebook, Insta, and YouTube have been my three big ones. But I figured it would be fun to see this over on Twitter. Maybe somebody will see it. Jeff, are we going to get a third Locky book? There are 3 Locky books out already. No More Heroes, The Devil's Due, and drawing a blank. I didn't write them. Carl, I apologize. My buddy is mush. We Will Rise. No More Heroes, We Will Rise, and The Devil's Due. So all 3 of those are out. So are you hoping for a 4th one? Or is math hard? Math can be hard for you. That's okay. The number hasn't changed. Fourth. Good question, Jeff. Great question. I think we're getting much closer to that being a possibility. The same thing that we say every time about this is Danielle, the narrator, is really expensive. Relatively speaking, she's, way more per book to narrate because she's, highly in demand and she's incredibly talented, and, booking her is tough. Like we have to give her like 3 to 6 months advance to even get her on the line. And in order for me to foot the bill for the narration for the book, I kind of got to know that I'm going to break even. I don't need to like get rich off this, but I can't sink $3,000 or $4,000 into the narration of a book and then like not get that money back. And Locky is making money. I think it's probably earned itself back by now. But when we start tacking on more books, yeah, she's amazing. Danielle's amazing. It was so awesome to have her do the section in Ghosts as well. That was really fun. I need to know that it's going to be, at least a break-even proposition, because Carl gets paid as well. And I think we're probably at the point where another book would be a reasonable thing to start, kind of planning. I know Carl said something the other day, and this is the first I heard about it. Is he's got the fourth book written, and he said he's got a fifth book written now as well, Overachiever, and he said he was working on a sixth. So clearly, Carl has the motivation. Carl, you were in this chat a minute ago. I don't see your name anymore, but thanks, Ed. Yeah, Locky's fantastic. Locky was so good. It would be great. I would love to continue to expand that world, because Locky is such a compelling character, and she's fun to read and fun to listen to. And Danielle is such a good narrator. And kind of like the weird thing about writing books is the bigger your series, the more money it makes, because if book one is good, right, then they buy book two, then they buy book three, then and so on and so on. So if you have a 5 or 6 book series, your read through or listen through can generate a lot of revenue. And the more books you release, theoretically, the more money you make. So it's like a risky proposition to pay for another book and produce it, because if it doesn't sell, you're out that money. But if it does sell, then you theoretically can make even more money. So yeah, like I said, I think we're at the point now where now that I know the hardcover project is happening, and I know that the money for it happens, and I don't have to like go into the piggy bank and start selling blood and sperm again to cover it, I can kind of plan my financial risks for the next year. Yeah, you definitely got to write this stuff when it's there. Yeah, strong female leads are great. I love them. I joke because it's AUD and Abby's name is in there, and people were like, well, what if Adrian dies? They're like, well, it can still be Abby's Undead Diary, because I wanted her to be such a positive, powerful character, and I think she did. She turned out to be that way. But yeah, I think we're probably where we can start talking about it. And of course, if we're going to do it, we should probably just do 2 of them. Womp, womp, womp. Have we heard any more about AUD going to screen? The last live video I did, Tracy, I talked, it was when I was making dice. I think the video is like, hang out with me as I make dice for the Kickstarter or something like that. And that's posted on YouTube and on my Facebook page. I actually went into that discussion about the TV show. And I said things that I've never said before about the project. But very, very, very long story short, it's currently dead in the water. I had development agreements with TV producers. We had financiers. We had some money pushed towards it, and I had some A-list production level talent backing the show, and we were there. COVID hit, screwed everything up, and then we came back to it and started to push, and then the Warner Brothers Discovery merger really threw us off track, because the producer that I had was heavily involved, is still heavily involved in Warner Brothers and HBO, and the merger, they shut all new projects down. So when we went in to have the final meeting to be like, all right, we're ready to go, let's start filming and stuff, they basically were like, yeah, we can't make anything right now. And we backed off because we had to, and we pitched a couple of other pretty major producers, and it didn't go anywhere. Hi, my daughter's waving at me. And it didn't go anywhere. And the development agreements that I've had with these guys have expired. And I have not heard anything from them about extending the agreements or continuing it, because it's a pretty hard sell. So that's where we're at. We are currently dead in the water, and I don't think it's going to be easy to get back to the point where I'm at now, or where I was before, because it takes a very long time to get writers involved and get producers involved and get scripts written. We had a special effects company that signed on and agreed to do the special effects for the show, and once you get all those talented people to agree to do things, getting them to agree again to start again at this point in the process is tough. Yeah, of the three, yeah, Schreiber is probably the most likely to have done it, but I think he's pretty well booked up, and it's kind of pointless right now anyway, so that's distracting. My kid and my wife are watching me stream through the other side of the door, and I can hear it. I can hear myself in an echo. So just a few minutes left. Last of Us is HBO, and HBO is part of Warner Brothers, and they through the merger they allocated a fortune to The Last of Us, which took a lot of air out of the room. If anything, though, I think it showed that the genre is still highly sought after. Like the post-apocalyptic end of the world zombie scenario is still very popular. I don't think it hurt me. I don't think it actually did hurt me. It did kind of suck that it was HBO, because we aimed in on HBO very heavy for a very long time and had a very good shot at getting HBO. And then the Warner Brothers merge happened, and they just stopped cold. So, but you never know. There's still a couple of producers out there that I know are aware of the project and aware of the series and expressed some interest, and queried to see if the rights were available. And now that our agreement has expired, the rights are back available again. So yeah, I just think the Hollywood system of streaming and networks and stuff is really, really tough right now. And now the writer's strike is going on, and it's just really hard. Who are my dream picks for other characters? I said, with Abby's too hard to pick because of her age. Anybody that I say, oh, she would be awesome, by the time we got around to filming, she'd be too old. But like, somebody young, somebody vivacious, somebody around 20. For Gilbert, we talked a lot about like Sam Elliott. I can't even remember now. I came up with a few really good names. Sam's bigger and like more physically robust than I imagine Gilbert. Gilbert in the book he's like kind of balding and wispy hair, and is sort of a shorter guy. But like an Ed Asner kind of sized dude. Mike of Mike and Patty, I always talked about. I can't even remember what show he's on. We got 4 minutes left, everybody. There was an actor. Where did it go? I forget his name. He was in a show, and I thought he was really good. I don't see his picture anywhere. But Ryan Hurst was really high up on the list for Adrian as well. Opie from Sons of Anarchy. He would have a great chance at that. We also talked about Kevin's role in the show, And I was talking to the producers about it, and Kevin is this Irish kid from Southie in Boston, and I said, I'm not married to that idea. It fits the narrative, because it's what I wrote, and the story was kind of tailored to it, but it doesn't have to be that. And I talked about like recasting him like outside of being a white guy, which I thought was a great idea because it adds a lot more like authenticity to the story. Because like it's like everybody's white, and when I started writing the book, it didn't really register to me until I was pretty far into it that like, holy shit, like 90% of these people are white. So I went to the producers and I was like, look, like I don't want to like come across as too woke, but I think it would be really important to like show some actual friggin' variety as opposed to how I wrote it. So I advocated for Kevin possibly being casted as not just a white kid from Boston. Okay, we get 2 minutes, everybody. 2 minutes. So if anybody wants to get in, right now is your chance. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shit about having bad internet. I don't have bad internet. I don't. Speed test. Oh no, I am kind of slow today. Probably got to restart the router. Oop, 100 seconds. 100 seconds. Everyone feverishly running to your computer. Quick, I must throw money at this project. Your internet connection is fast. Thanks, guys. What's Ookla say? 80 something seconds. 80 something seconds. You're welcome, Ed. I like doing the live streams. I can't do them all the time, but it is fun to do them every once in a while. I like connecting with people. It's very rejuvenating and energizing. Rejuvenating. Oop, we're under a minute. Oh, the numbers turn red. This is the first time I've ever watched the last minute. 20,000 is insane. Yeah, like my previous high was like just shy of 8 for Diggory, so over double. Hey Wanda, thank you for saying that. And also Ed, you're welcome for AUD. I'm so glad that I committed to the story and to the plot and to the character and followed it through. So when this ends, I'm betting it's going to do like, congratulations, your project is funded. And I'll get a screen and it'll probably show like my social security number and all that scary stuff that I shouldn't be posting online. Just kidding. 20,499 going once, going twice. Ta-da! Ooh, look, it's giving me the confettis. Ta-da! Yay! How cool is that? So now that the project is closed, 123 pledged 20,499. That is just bananas. Wow. Thank you. Almost done, kid. Just another minute. I do got to take off here. My wife has to work, and I've got to take care of the sick kid. But at this point, if you're a backer, there's a little period where they'll be messaging you, making sure that you've got all your payment info correct. And if there's something wrong or if your card gets declined or anything, you'll get a ding from them helping you to sort it out. And universally, every time somebody's card gets declined for some reason. So it happens. And then they sort that all out, and then I get the money from them on the 14th, 14 days after, which in this case will probably be the 14th, roundabout. And between now and then, Willow came to congratulate me. So sweet. So between now and then, the reward surveys will get put together, which will go out after all of the funding is set up and stuff. So you'll probably see those mid-June, and those will just basically ask clarifying questions. Like, who do you want to appear in the front of the book for your name? It'll double check your address, anything customized. So if you're getting like custom dice, it'll ask you, what you want for custom dice and all that jazz. But these surveys will be pretty simple. The Diggory surveys were pretty complicated because a lot of people were allowed to design stuff for the story. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to get off. Thank you so much for backing this and for being there from day one, and just allowing me to do this for a living. I am so appreciative. So thank you all. I'll talk to you later.